What is good? It is the 2nd of November. Spooktober is over. And it's time, once again, for the Strats Weekly. Oh, camera, what have you done here? What have you done, camera? Go up here.
Just for the record, Spooktober is never over.
It's over sometimes. Some people think it's over. My name is Oth. Welcome to the Strats Weekly, where we talk about, whatever we feel like talking about. Technology, games, stuff going on in the community. Small turnout tonight. Just me and Precious hanging out right now in here. Anybody over there in chat? Somebody's in chat. I don't know who, but somebody's over there. They're just not talking. So.
It's not me.
It's not you? Okay, well, it's somebody. By God.
Woo.
How's your week been, Precious, since you're the one that's here?
Pretty good. There was, of course, a holiday sim sale, so I've been playing The Sims.
Sims 4? Right.
Yes, Sims 4.
Yeah, a lot of stuff went on sale. Inquisitor Martyr went on sale. A bunch of people picked that up. Nobody's here to talk about it.
We bought it.
Yeah, exactly, right? Legitimately, it went on sale at the beginning of October, and I was like, okay, it just went on sale. It's going to go on sale again for Black Friday. Like, that's just... Everything goes on sale for Black Friday on Steam, it seems like. So it's like, it's going to go on sale then, but I want to play it now. Like, I have the time and the desire to play it now. So I'm going to go ahead and we'll pick it up and we'll play it. And then what happens? Like, 3 weeks after the last sale, it goes on sale again. Still, somebody on the official Discord for that game bought it and Prophecy at full price 12 hours before the sale started. And the last I'd heard, they had only played it for I think 4 hours or something like that. And the initial reply they got back from Steam when they were like, yo, can I please get the sale price? Like, I missed it by 12 hours. Steam's like, yeah, but you played it for more than 2 hours, so we can't refund it. Which is typically their refund policy. But I've also heard that they have a tendency to work with people if you just bought it right before a sale. And the guy literally says he bought it the day before the sale, so hopefully that works out for him, but if not, that feels bad.
Yep.
You hate to see it. Oh, well, let's see, what have I got to talk about this week? Oh, let's talk about a little bit of gear stuff first, eh? Let's see here. Bam. And so the first gear thing I want to talk about is this wonderful screenshot. This was courtesy of Vicino, our very own Vicino. Brand new computer. Was trying to play Warhammer last night, and he blue screened 5 times.
I saw the update after the 4th time. I didn't realize it happened again.
Oh, it happened so many. He was in Tavern. I was up there with Cat Poop. We were playing through the campaign, and he was up there in the Tavern, just very. He wasn't like Vicino never really gets grumpy, but you could tell he was annoyed with the whole situation that was going on. He's a very emotionally contained person with his grumps, I feel like, but you could tell he was a little upset.
Less than pleased.
I mean, this is his new computer too. This is the computer that he built because he was due up for a new one anyhow. But this is the computer he built hoping to land a 3090, and then he didn't get one because
I thought he did. I thought he did all the let me know and put it straight into my basket things on one of those.
Okay, yeah. So, he didn't get it on the initial release day because nobody got one on the initial release day if you weren't using a bot, because it was a total clusterfuck, for lack of a better descriptor. But then he did sign up for those things, and he elected, I think partly because AMD's Big Navi was announced. I think that's part of the reason why he decided to go ahead and just wait on it. So he didn't pick it up. And then he was concerned last night that his GPU was maybe dying, and that was part of the problem with all the crashes he was having because he was getting some kind of shader error. What's good, Light Force? So
Good.
we're talking about Vecino's computer problems right now. It's the first gear topic of the night. He was crashing like crazy late last night trying to play Warhammer 40k with us. That was
That's
very,
too
very
bad. Well, he did start this conversation up only a month or so ago about replacing this computer. So
Well,
He
that's
did.
the new
This is
computer.
his
That's the
brand new
thing.
computer.
Yeah, this is his new
Oh.
computer. He was very upset.
I would imagine.
Yep.
I sort of thought it was the old one that would just continue to act up, not the new one.
No. This
Nope,
is
it's
the
the new
new
one.
one. This is the new one that he built. He bought all the parts and he was waiting to put it together because he really wanted the GPU first. And I was like, dude, just put it together and like make sure it works. And then you get your new GPU. You get your 3080 or your 3090. He was going for the 3090, and then you don't have to worry about whether everything else works, and you also make sure those parts work ahead of your RMA deadlines, which is usually 30 days from like Newegg or Amazon. But everything was fine. Everything's been going fine, but he was having some kind of weird shader error last night, and he couldn't resolve it for the longest time. He says he got it figured out, though. He was playing earlier today, and he said things were working just fine. So I don't know what happened. I don't know the end result. He's not here to tell me about it, which I'm very curious about. But
To be fair, Warhammer has a lot going on with its graphics. A lot of unnecessary things going on with its graphics.
I would say a lot of unoptimized things would be a good way to describe it. It's
Unnecessary.
yes, and the fog. Oh my lord. I'm
Yeah, like the fog, the camera moving like you're breathing in a cutscene for like no reason while you're trying to read things.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
What even is that?
with the shoot. Let's talk about. Hold on, because I have this. Bam. Let's talk about Inquisitor. Oh gosh, mouse, get out of there. The I love this game. This is a fun game. I'm having a lot of fun. This is my current like main game squeeze right now. Light Force.
I'm enjoying the assassin a lot more than I thought I would.
I also am enjoying the assassin a lot more than I thought I would. But I'm playing full ham melee assassin. I don't know how you're playing yours.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing too.
Oh, okay. Yeah, full ham melee assassin has been real fun. And I think it's partly because there's so many ways to stack up dodge on the assassin, and I think the dodge cap is like 70%. So like,
Oh, I haven't even gotten into that yet.
oh, I'm getting as much dodge as I can anywhere I can pick it up, but also just the mobility. What's the name of the sword I'm using? The arc sword has a lot of mobility on it. Oh, by the way, I think I sent you my old arc sword. You should get that out of the mail in the game, just in case.
Yeah, I haven't played that character again yet.
Okay, you should log in later tonight and get that out of the mail so it doesn't like get eaten by the mail system.
Oh, how long does mail sit in the mail system?
Probably 30 days, but I don't know. It sits for some length of time, but I would just say get it, and then you have it. I like the mobility on that specific weapon. But yeah, no, Assassin was way more fun than I expected it to be. Cat Poop is having more fun with his Assassin than he was having also. I forget what he's doing exactly.
Well, I went from playing like the fully ranged magic psyker to like the straight melee assassin. So it was a very different style of play, but still a lot of fun.
Yeah. I have now made one of every character. I like different things about all of them. Like none of them are not interesting to play. Except the Tech Priest pictured here is maybe the most uninteractive of the four. But I'm playing something that's kind of akin to an old popcorn skeleton build I used to run in Path of Exile. So I'm just like, I'm letting my minions die. And they do like
explosive minions are always so fun.
Yeah. But also, turns out I can reactivate the minions to summon new ones, and doing that causes them to detonate and explode.
That is how some of the minions worked in Guild Wars 2, I think, in one of my minion builds. Whenever I just like needed to suddenly do some like AoE explosive damage, I could pop my minions and immediately resummon.
Oh, okay.
So that's really fun to do.
Yeah, so I'm basically right now for that character, now that I know that I can pop them actively, it's gotten more fun because you don't do kind of like Psyker doesn't do weapon damage either. Predominantly your spells are your damage. But
Right,
the
right.
minions,
Like I do amazing AoE damage with my Psyker, but when I'm trying to help you like finish something off, it's just like, oh my gosh, I can just sit here and CC it until you finally can come and damage it because I just cannot kill it.
yeah, and like, but like Psyker, you're still actively casting all those spells. With the minions, you're kind of like,
Yes.
I summoned my minions. Okay, go play, shoot, go out there and kill stuff. And then they
fun.
yeah, exactly, have fun storming the castle. But being able to actively pop them, now that I know I can do that, I have been stacking cost reduction and cooldown reduction as much as I can so that I can do that more often when I want to. The only tricky part is I'm summoning right now 12 of them, 3 sets of 4, and I don't
Awesome.
know which is which, right? Like I don't know which ones are on which button, so I kind of just have to either pop the one that's like lost some minions already from the group, because you can tell how many minions are still alive on
Right.
your skill bar. So either like I'm just popping that to refresh my max number, because I'm also running a thing.
More minions, more damage.
Yeah, more minions, more damage, basically. So I want as many minions out all the time as possible. So I'm always refreshing
Yeah.
whenever they start
So
losing
lose
them.
a few, pop the rest, respawn,
Yeah, but then
damage burst.
other than that, I basically have to just like I wait until most of them have crowded around whatever the big bad evil guy is, and then I just hit all the buttons at the same time, and and just like explode all of them. And then there's a skill for them, because it's little like 4-legged crabby ones. There's a skill that makes them jump into combat also, like jump and deal damage.
Nice.
So I basically just summon them all at me, and then they all like head crab leap right at whatever is out front. So
That sounds fun.
It's
I
pretty-
can't wait till I do that. That's probably going to be like very similar to the build I end up running on my tech piece as well.
talking to some people who've played this game a lot more, like for a lot longer, like the OGs in this game, the veterans on like the main game Discord, which is surprisingly a helpful resource. Like if for anybody who watches this, if you're getting into 40k Inquisitor Martyr or Prophecy, the official Discord has a lot of helpful people on it. Like you ask questions, you generally get answers, and helpful answers, not like people blowing smoke, which I appreciate a lot. But a lot of the people say that Tech Priest is one of, if not the most in-game viable classes, because you have great damage, and like everybody can have great damage, but you have great damage with very little risk to self, because your minions just
Right.
kind of go out there and do their thing, regardless of how you're setting it up. You could be doing what I'm doing, which is tons of little like skeleton pops, or something kind of like the old popcorn skeleton, but you could also be doing like smaller number of much bigger, nastier mechs, like the
Right,
Castellan
right.
robots, and they have a similar damage buffing mechanic that I think mathematically shakes out about the same as more damage for more minions. I think you can actually basically create the same outcome with like the same amount of damage bonus for your minions.
I would assume they have slightly different skills, so they'd have
Oh.
different types of CC and stuff like
Oh,
that to help
massively,
out.
massively different skills. Like the little
Yeah.
crab bots are just like they jump out there, they do damage,
And they
then,
explode.
and they explode, and that's pretty much their whole kit. The Castellan robot has 2 different weapon slots, which you can set it up to do like long range, or you can set it to do like melee. It's got a flamethrower. It has a
Right.
bunch of other options there, and then it has additional active abilities like a PBAOE electric pop, which is great for cleaning little trash up. I think it's got a charge ability. I don't remember, and it also has like a death explosion thing. But the Castellan robot specifically, I hope I'm saying that right. I hope I'm remembering it's the right one. I'm not getting them mixed up. Anyway, the big robot, he explodes, but he can't just be resummoned. So it's a little bit trickier there. You have to actually try to keep them alive. You don't want them dying.
Yeah,
Like,
he's
sure,
not
they're-
he's not a sacrificial one unless shit has hit the fan.
Well, you can't even actively sacrifice him. But if
Oh,
you,
really?
No, because like no, that's the thing. Like his active ability is a heal over time. Like you can just actively
nice,
yo,
nice.
dude, heal yourself. All the other ones you resummon. He is the only one that like starts pre-summoned and then his button is like a % health gain over time for a short duration. So you would have to stack, and he costs a lot of whatever the resource is called, the class resource. You reserve a whole bunch of it, summoning that, so you'd have to build a little different. Like, you couldn't do so much casting cost reduction, cooldown reduction. You'd need to do a lot of reservation cost reduction instead. So you'd have to set up very differently if you wanted to run those. But I think it would probably still be completely viable if you wanted to use those, or like the Kelphalon destroyers. Like, you could do either of those and still be viable. I just am having a lot of fun when I realized that these detonating minions were basically like popcorn skeletons I ran a few leagues ago in PoE. That seemed like a really fun way to
Yeah, that's
run it.
absolutely my play style. That's so much how I used to play the Necro.
But since we have Light Force here, I know Light Force will have to dip out because he's got his own podcast. He's got to go. It's a podcast, right? I'm not crazy? Yes.
Yeah,
podcast. There's other thing. Light Force, I saw that you've resubscribed. You want to?
Yeah.
And you pre-ordered.
Yeah.
I'm glad they finally, announced the actual release date. So, release date was supposed to be last week on Tuesday, I think. Something like that. Sometime last week, Tuesday or Thursday. It's now the end of the month, 23rd? Yes, 23rd. It's coming out. So that's pretty hype. I'm glad that there's a hard release date. I am also still pre-ordered. I went and looked into, after last week we talked about possibly being able to still refund it, and just so I could like wait and see how it was at release, since I'm not actively playing WoW at the moment. But because I had never played before, when we bought in and got like the previous expansions and like BOA and such like that, we actually bought the like pre-order
Huge,
Shadowlands
big bundle.
and get all the previous stuff for a discounted price. So
Yeah.
we are locked in on our pre-orders. So I guess I'm gonna play some Shadowlands, whether I like it or not.
Whether you like it or not.
I mean, I enjoyed. I mean, I put in this spring. I put in a ton of hours in WoW, and it was enjoyable. I'm cautiously optimistic. I'm hoping I can accommodate to my new gamepad situation, and that things will be pleasant and enjoyable. But
Yeah, I think a lot of your grumpiness is you just don't want to have to relearn how to play the game. But I think you'll enjoy it when you do.
I think I don't want to have to relearn how to play MMOs. That's the real problem. Like, I've not played an MMO without my G13, rest in peace, Logicool.
Well,
G13.
I mean, what do you consider Inquisitor?
Oh no,
I
Inquisitor.
mean, it's not technically an MMO, but it's got a lot of buttons and things similar to one.
Oh no. Inquisitor has 4 weapon skills, belt skill, armor skill. It has 6 buttons. That is way less. I can't even do like my normal monk shenanigans in WoW with 6 buttons if I wanted to. When I was mist weaving or fist weaving, there's so many more buttons. I had one reasonably. I had like 2.5 skill bars that I used with some regularity, and I had a 4th skill bar, another skill bar and a half, the rest of that 3rd, and then a 4th that were very sporadic, just like I might maybe use that once in a great while. And I had those, hotkeyed in different locations with different button combos. But like in terms of active button pressing, there's way more than 6 buttons that I need access to. And I need Inquisitor, you cannot really activate in motion. Most of the time you're already static. So if I have
That's
to move
true.
off of WASD to activate something,
Or you're trying to be static, but you hold down your attack button and it lurches you
And you-
across the screen for funsies.
yeah, exactly. you start, rift walking basically when you don't want to.
Again, I apologize for my snarky comments about the hold position button when I first saw it. Why would anybody possibly need this?
Because it isn't necessary. I'm going to tell you right now. So Cat Poop and I got a little bit further in the story than our characters are. I just want to warn you. There is a vehicle mission that is maybe the worst vehicle mission.
Oh, yay. Vehicle missions are the best.
It's a tank, and it can strafe walk. Including what direction of turn you were in the process of making. It's awful.
Oh god, that's horrible.
It's awful. It's awful. But
A
back,
tank that can strafe.
well,
Yes.
I mean, like I say strafe. I mean rift walk. Like, so the way it works.
Skid?
Yes. Well, no, it doesn't really skid. But like, what I mean is like, when if you were moving in a direction in Inquisitor, and you start doing certain attacks, and you hold down
Any
that
attack,
attack
really.
button, it'll it'll use the ability, and then you'll continue to move in that direction. Then you'll
Yeah.
pause and use the ability.
You'll
again
take a
immediately
lurching
off
step
cooldown.
and then do the ability again, and take a lurching step and do the ability again
In-
in the direction that you were moving.
Yeah, in League, it's very similar to like in League of Legends when you rift walk, which you actually have to manually do, to kite backwards basically while killing things. But it's very easy to accidentally do in Inquisitor.
Oh god, yeah.
But anyways, talking about WoW again, I'm just excited that there is a release date. I'm happy for the people who were worried. I saw Taco was talking about he was worried that it was going to be later, or speculating it was going to be a lot later than the end of the month. I'm glad
Yeah,
that
some people were even thinking next year.
Yeah. Oh, I'm glad they didn't push it that far. That would have been. I mean, especially because they came out and said, we don't know when it's going to come out. We just have to delay. I'm glad that it's become. I mean, a lot of people are up in arms. I'm glad that it's kind of become okay, especially given the circumstances this year, for games to delay. I mean, Cyberpunk. Yeah.
Well,
how many years ago did your secret robot Santa buy you Cyberpunk?
is it 2? Yeah, 1? I don't know.
You do realize it says 2077 in the name, and that's when you're going to be able to play it, right?
It's true. There was the first time meme, where it's like with James Franco, at the gallows. There's a really good one that somebody did with Star Citizens fans looking over as James Franco's like, first time, talking to the Cyberpunk guys.
I saw that one. That was funny.
But that's the thing, like, talking about Shadowlands and the delay, I mean, they could have 2077'd it, where like, oh yeah, we're just going to take a few more weeks. It's all going to be good. And then, actually, we're going to take maybe another week longer. Oh, actually, you know what? We've gone to gold, but, like, we got to take more time here.
Yeah, I definitely appreciate, like, if you're going to do... I think the way Blizzard did it was better, for sure, because you don't have people constantly... the anticipation building up, and then the pitfall afterwards. And I mean,
that is one of the worst ways to do it.
Yeah, and I saw a discussion I think they were talking about an off topic. Apparently, CD Projekt Red stock is just like taking a pretty big nosedive, just on speculation. I think they've lost like 25% value or something like that because of all of these consistent, lol JK. Give us another month, lol JK, give us another month type situations. And at this point... I
mean, I just don't understand why anybody would think that would be a good idea. If they're uncertain, like, just be like, sorry guys, we are working on it.
It's tough to say, and there's speculation coming out about why it's been delayed as well. Like with Shadowlands, they told us. They were like, yo, it's going to be a little bit because... we got a lot of feedback from the community about these new systems that we're wanting to put in. People are not happy. We need more time. Let us go back. Let us work on
Well, that
some
actually
stuff.
Seems like a perfectly valid, perfectly good reason.
Right. Well, and so CD Projekt Red really hasn't, to my knowledge at least, come out and said exactly why there's been delays. What is being rumored, something I read earlier this week, was that there's no problems with the PC side of things, and there's no problem with the next gen consoles, but they're having problems with the current gen consoles and stability and performance.
I think they actually came out and said, like, I don't think they specifically said the previous generation, but they essentially alluded to the multi-generational, multimodal concept and struggling to ensure the game was the way they wanted across everything.
Yeah, I vaguely remember hearing something like that, but...
Yeah. And the other thing they had talked about was how, the game's gone to gold, but we're still building out our day zero patch.
I mean, that's like every game these days, though. Like, I challenge you to show me a game that didn't have a day zero patch.
Oh, that part doesn't behoove me. It's more when they come out and say that, I'm thinking, oh, cool, so I'm going to download 2 games that day.
That's true. I guess that's true. If you don't have... if they don't do, preload, then yeah, you're stuck downloading the entire game and then downloading however big a patch there is afterwards. I hadn't considered that. That is true. But I would hope, at least for the PC players with Steam, Steam's been pretty good about, preload type stuff. I haven't heard anything about it because I'm not getting 2077, but I would hope they allow for preload.
It's not like I can install it anyway. I mean, I got Warzone on my computer, so hard drive.
Whoa. No. They gave you the ability to remove the unplayed parts. So you can
Like I would go and uninstall those parts.
You play the whole game all the time.
All the time. Same time.
With
Simultaneously.
Simultaneously playing all game modes while also making use of the WoW subscription he's paying for.
Yeah. Well, in fairness, I only just started paying for that subscription. So I have maybe like 5 minutes of paid time. But to actually be able to check my mailbox and get rid of that icon was worth it.
Fair. Yeah. Fair. Oh. So yeah, other than those games, so any other games people are like hip on, talking about, doing stuff with?
I've jumped into Spiritfarer.
What? Okay, tell me anything you want to about that, because I know nothing about it.
Well, it's a title that launched, I want to say like early summer. It's from Thunder Lotus Games. They're the developer that was behind, I think it was it Goten? Was there one of their other titles? But they're a Canadian developer regardless, and Jotun, sorry, was one of their other titles.
Oh, is that the one that you no, that's not the one that you were putting up, the other Viking one. I'm trying to remember.
No, that was Bad North was one. And then there was another Viking one. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, I didn't mean to sidetrack you.
No, so Spiritfarer, like the concept is that first of all, single player, but the concept is that you're helping usher spirits from one side to the other, the alpha and omega type thing. It's really well put together, phenomenal graphics, just a very sort of chill soundtrack. It's kind of like a 2D side-scroller version of what you might encounter if you do it in, like, Animal Crossing. Like, the tasks themselves are somewhat repetitive, and how you make it sort of is defined by you. But I just started playing it this past weekend, and I don't know what it is about it, but I could just sit there and probably put a couple hours in, feel like I've spent my time well, and save and quit to come back another time. It's, again, really good, well designed. I think it was a 10 out of 10 on Steam right now. It's like top rating.
The overwhelmingly positive. That's always, man, with as volatile as people get, and like with review bombing and shit on Steam, any Steam game that like maintains overwhelmingly positive for any length of time, that speaks volumes to the quality of the game.
Yeah, I mean, again, nice Canadian, developer, so kind of feel nice to spreading my maple syrup dollars around at home.
Maple syrup.
So I have to, give you a shout out for getting the graphic up on YouTube there, completely unplanned.
Oh yeah, no, I mean it wasn't the cleanest, but you know what? It's got to we make it work.
But I mean, if there's someone looking for a game to spend some time, just to relax, chill with, it's available on Steam. I think it's actually available on like Switch. Like, it actually
it's
feels
on Switch for sure.
Very much like a Switch game would be, where you could just pick it up, play it for a while, save and quit, get on your way. Not that we actually go out or do anything anymore.
Well, you gotta rein in Baby Force.
Oh gosh, she actually was watching, because the graphics are such that it's bright, shiny, lens flare, and really got her attention. But I have to admit, I'm quite cognizant of what might be on my screen if she tries to come and give me hugs. Like, Daddy's playing Call of Duty Zombie mode, and it's like, yeah, you're not looking at that.
That's one you don't need to. I mean, what doesn't kill
just
you
find
makes you
one of those
stronger.
mods that turns everything like cute and fluffy and pink with rainbows and stuff.
Yeah, just play Carbots, the Carbots mod for StarCraft 2.
There you go.
Well, I was going to suggest, My Little Pony level in Diablo 3.
Oh yeah. What is it? What was that called? The rainbow level. Man, it's been too long. Although,
I only ever got there once, and the game crashed.
I mean,
Too strong for you.
so it is all colorful, happy rainbows until you start like. I feel like the explosions and the gore were ramped up specifically in that level. And I don't know if it was just because it was juxtaposed so dramatically against.
No, I agree. I think it was.
Yeah, I mean it seemed like they actually really ramped it up on that, which considering that level was, basically a tongue-in-cheek, dig at the community or the members of the community who had been complaining that Diablo 3 was too bright and colorful and it wasn't within, the color palette of true Diablo and blah 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 blah. There was a whole, camp of people who were like that. I guess they just wanted like.
Some people just gotta complain.
I mean, it's why Diablo 4 is going to be, dark brown and muddy.
Which most people will complain about having come from this bright, colorful version.
I mean, you can't please everybody, is what it boils down to. I'm interested, especially after the trailer for Diablo 4. I'm appreciative that they're getting back to that, much darker, more Diablo-y aesthetic, but it is also very samey when you look at that aesthetic a lot. Like, there's just the lack of variance. I hope they've found a way to make it seem more like I guess that's also.
I hope they just only advertise the levels that are that color, and there's plenty of others that have color variants later.
It's true. I mean, well, they've done very little advertising, but what they've shown, I mean, it looks very typical bleak, overcast.
Yeah,
medieval
reds and
setting.
browns, rust colors.
Yeah, would be nice if we get some additional variants, but we'll see if that actually happens or not. I mean, it'll be a good game regardless, even if it takes another, just like every other Diablo game, it takes the expansion and patch to make it like really good. It'll be a good game, I have no doubt.
He insists to himself.
Well, I mean, from what I hear, I didn't play Diablo 3 pre expansion, but from what I understand, it was not the greatest experience pre-expansion. But I mean, I put in thousands of hours after the expansion came out, so I can say it was a lot of fun at that point. And I played a ton of characters and a ton of seasons. And Diablo 2 definitely got good. I mean, Diablo 2 was great anyhow, because it was just like a facelifted Diablo 1 with new mechanics. But Diablo 2 definitely got real good with the expansion as well. So that just kind of seems to be the way of Diablo games. They're not at their full potential until the expansion comes out, and with Diablo 3 a big rebalance patch as well. So I'm cautiously optimistic for Diablo 4 at release. Who am I kidding? I'm going to buy it. I know I'm going to buy it. If I could pre-order it now, I would.
Now on mobile. I just, there's something about Diablo, it's akin to StarCraft. Every time they roll out a new title, they're guaranteed purchases. Heck, if they rolled out a new Warcraft, RTS, I'd buy that too.
Yep.
It could be utter crap, but they could just take the money and I'd be good.
Just take my money. Throw it at the screen. Oh, speaking of that though, man, I am fighting the urge to pick up pre-order of Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines 2. I want it to be good. I really, really, really want it to be good. That is the only RPG I have played multiple times through. The only single-player game. I do not play single-player games very often. It is the only one I've played multiple times. I loved it. The setting was great. The mechanics were fun. The community patch has kept that game alive even to this day. I think they just patched it, updated the patch again, but like a couple weeks ago in September or early October. But the new one's coming out soon. Sometime, I think, early 2021 is what they were originally projecting when they announced it. And I'm fighting the urge to just like insta-buy it because of how much fun I had with the first one. But it's like, well, no. This is not Blizzard. You can't just throw your money away that fast on a whim. You gotta wait. You gotta see. I need to see some actual gameplay before I know for sure if I'm going to get that one or not because it's a single player game, especially.
Well,
if
we
it's
could
good,
just buy it for
though.
me, and you could watch me play it.
No. Ah, man. So Light Force, other than Spirit Fear though, how's your week been, just in general?
Yeah, it's been good. Getting ready for Extra Life game day this upcoming
Oh
week.
yeah, that's Saturday. Yeah, Strats is not doing Extra Life this year. That is regrettable. Hopefully next year we'll
Sad
get to do it.
face.
Yeah, that's okay. I'm probably gonna swing by Light Force stream also. He's the only person I know for sure who's doing like that. I actually am like acquainted with in any capacity that I know for sure is doing Extra Life. So I'll probably hang out in his stream. And then like I was talking about on the Discord, I'm gonna go by Rooster Teeth's stream specifically to support Jack.
Yeah.
Because for those who aren't in the know, there's been some serious drama at Rooster Teeth with a couple of employees, long time employees. One of them, real long time. He's been in forever. Real big mess. And some of the original like really old like borderline founding members. Some of them have taken it really hard as a result. For obvious reasons. I mean, it's the company they've been, building for what, 20 years almost at this point.
Oh yeah, at least that.
Yeah. So, and I've been watching Rooster Teeth stuff off and on since season 2 of Red vs. Blue back in the early 2000s. Was when I was hip to it. So, I feel really like I just feel bad about the whole situation because a lot of people had their worlds turned upside down a bit, and not just the individuals who committed the atrocities that they got caught committing and have been doing so for years and years, but the victims sucks immeasurably for them, and then the other people who were around this individual who committed all these atrocities who just they didn't know, worked side by side with them for years, many years, over a decade in some cases. That's a tough pill to swallow. So there's a bunch of members of the community were talking about it. I saw on Reddit, hoping that they always go really hard on Extra Life anyhow. And Rooster Teeth is one of the top performing groups for Extra Life. They do a whole lot of stuff, and it's a big deal for Jack specifically. And he's he's one of the people that's really emotionally shaken by this whole ordeal because he worked alongside these individuals for years and years and had no idea what was going on, and just his whole world kind of turned upside down in that regard. So I'm gonna go over there, and I've never actually donated to Rooster Teeth's Extra Life efforts. I've always had other people I was donating to, but I'm gonna actually make the effort to donate at least a little bit for them specifically, just so kind of like show of support. I mean, drop in the bucket. It's going to charity, but a show of support for them for what they're having to put up with and go through. And then I'll probably throw the rest of my money at Light Force at this point. What charity are you
Not
supporting?
all of the money.
Well, not all of them, but all the rest of the Extra Life money. Not the bank
there you go.
account. I promise not to throw the entire bank account. What
Thank you.
what charity are you supporting this year, Light Force?
So it's the BC Children's Hospital Foundation. So that's the local Children's Miracle Network hospital here in Vancouver.
Mm-hmm.
And Children's Miracle Network hospitals in general are phenomenal facilities, but BC Children's is really cool, and it's got a top-notch research center. The campus itself supports the entire province. In fact, if there are kids from the territories up north, it will often come down to BC Children's. But what makes it unique is for the size of the province, being it, we're the third largest province in Canada.
Mm-hmm.
We only have one children's hospital, whereas even a province just to the east in Alberta, they have two. So it requires probably a little more support than others simply because of the size of region that it looks to support. But when I was a kid, which is like we're talking 100 or 200 years ago, I went there and received top-notch care when Baby Force was born, and we actually take her there for some tests just to rule things out and thankfully, nothing came of it. As the technician who did the testing told us, everything's good. You can worry about something else instead.
That's
But
nice.
a friend of mine, his son spent quite a few months there, and he, as he described it, when his son left, he was sad, not because he was obviously sad to be going home. He was happy to be going home, but the care they'd received, the nurses, the doctors, the staff at the hospital. My friend described how his son just considered them family. So I think as far as the hospital goes, we're lucky. So I feel the least I can do is support BC Children's. And again, it's also the local one, but I know there's Children's Miracle Network hospitals that are in need across Canada and the United States.
Yeah,
Nice.
I think the Extra Life program is really cool. I'm wearing my you can't see, but I'm wearing my Tommy Beard T-shirt from back in the day. Not accidentally. I went and picked this one out specifically. Like Extra Life was a big deal for Tommy as well. Like when he was still around these parts, because his son, got life changing and life saving care from a children's hospital near where he's at. I won't. It's not my place to talk about his business. He's got it. He had it publicly posted and such. So I'm not giving any kind of confidentiality, what have you. But seeing the impact, like I have no children, and no immediate member of my family has ever had to put a child, go through something truly, traumatic for both the family and the child itself. Like like an emergency or a health situation that requires a children's hospital like that. But I empathize wholly that that's a big thing. And if there's anything to put charity money towards, what little charitable giving I'm able to give around, eating ramen and living with family myself, I'm happy to give it to something like that for sure.
Yeah, I think I got into Extra Life because of Dr. Lupo and his support of St. Jude's. I remember watching a charity stream of his, and then I was like, oh, well, we don't have St. Jude's here, but I know we have BC Children's Hospital, so I went to the BC Children's Hospital Foundation website, and it linked to Extra Life. That's sort of roundabout way how I found it. I'm like, oh, this is perfect for me. This is something I can get behind. And at the time, it made a lot of sense. Playing video games, raising money for kids, speaks quite loudly. So it's been the initiative that I've really focused on. This now being my 5th year, and then my 2nd year leading my podcast team. And we've made this our signature charity initiative. We've done a couple others, but this is the one we pour everything in. So
Nice. What's y'all's goal this year?
So my individual goal is 600 US, simply because Extra Life doesn't acknowledge that Canadian dollars are a thing. And
I mean, you call it the loonie, for God's sake. It's not our fault, all right? It's your fault.
Hey. Well, we could have called it a $1 coin. That's not all that exciting. But it also set up how we could call the $2 coin a toonie.
Oh,
There's a
good
trend.
grief.
Can't wait till we get the $5 coin. But the point being is $600 US is my individual goal, and then for my team goal is $1,500 US. So ambitious. Let me point that out. Very ambitious goals, both on the individual side and on the team side, but definitely goals I think we can obtain. So I'm doing the hard press, obviously, over the course of this week on social media and talking to friends and family about it, just to put it in front of mind. I'm also, completely understand that in the uncertain times that we live in, not everyone else is in a position where they could provide a donation, and so I've got $200 of my own money up for a video that I created to talk about Extra Life. If it gets 200 views, that's $200. So essentially, every view is $1 of my money that people can donate.
That's really cool. If you got the link for that, throw it in the chat. and
Yeah,
it'll
we'll
be
do.
there.
I'll drop it in off topic.
Oh, you can throw it on the stream also, the stream chat, because then we'll have it for anybody who sees this after the fact this week. They can go watch the video and make you donate money.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, it's sure, why not, right?
Yeah.
Here, oh,
Look, my goal is to take money out of your pockets and give it to the kids at this point. And then I'll take money out of my pockets and give it to the kids too.
here, let me drop it now. There, stream link. You'll have to approve it because
Oh.
Nope, it actually won't let me drop the link in
Oh, rude.
YouTube chat.
Okay, well, I'll grab it out of... You throw it in off topic? Or video or somewhere? Yeah, if you throw it somewhere on the Discord, I'll snag it and throw it in the YouTube chat for us.
Yeah, I'll drop it there right now.
Oh, Life Force is typing. So while we're doing this, also, for anybody who is on the Discord, we have, I believe I don't know if the bot's still up. I think the bot's done, because I think the actual bot creator took it down today. But the
The
final...
Halloween thing ended on the 2nd, if that's what you're talking about.
Yes.
So today was the last day.
I assume they've taken it down. We have actually officially tabulated the scores. Those scores, our very own Precious Kitty, who's in here right now, came out on top with 85 points. Absolutely insane.
Whatever. I even owned it down for a couple days trying to give some of you scrubs a chance.
Hey, I tried. I seriously did, but I kept getting dupes and I gave up. Except for the space trash, which you beat me to. Although I would have had 12 to your 1,632.
You just said it was 86.
Well, wasn't you're close to 20 ahead of second place, so.
Yeah, but again, there was 3 days where I played almost not at all, trying to give people a chance to catch up because so many people were just oh, she's stealing it all, we don't have a chance. So I thought, maybe I'll just not play for a bit and let some people sort of catch up, give them some hopes before I crush them.
Precious Kitty, crushers of hopes and dreams.
But nobody even really tried. I was just come on.
No, that's not true.
I thought it would be a fun game. We could all play, collect the stuff, play together, whatever. And just after those first 2 days, everybody's just nobody's winning. She's got it. Everybody give up. I was come on.
Well, no, there was actually a vicious battle for second place between Zarek and Taco specifically. They were the clear second place contenders, and they both ended at 69 points. Nice.
Har.
Zarek was the
Toddlers,
second one.
the lot of you.
The lot of us. You know what? That's fair. Zarek was the second to make it to 69 points. Taco beat him to 69 points by about half a day. So Taco ended up bringing home second, and Zarek brought home third. Vicino will be distributing the prizes, I suppose, here in a relatively short order. I imagine he'll send those out tonight at some point. But yeah, those were good. Those were fun. I mean, I gave it a pretty concerted effort, but mostly not because I wanted to win. Taco the best, he says in chat. Yes, Taco, you the best.
Nice.
I give it a pretty concerted effort, but not because I was going to win. I never, even on things where I'm technically eligible, I always just abstain from it for strat stuff. But Vicino had the gall the night he set the bot up to talk shit at me about how he was going to beat me on this. So I was like, well, now I have to kick his ass. And
he also accused you of having a macro.
Yes, he also
which people accused me of.
Yes,
because I type so fast.
The final score, Vicino almost got half as many points as me. So good effort, Vicino. You did it. Almost.
Good effort.
Yes, I was technically the first to 69 points. Who stopped there? Precious continued on. She was the first. And then Vicino came in at a whopping 34, barely beating Bradum, actually. Bradum came in at 33. I didn't realize that.
Wow, that's impressive.
Yeah.
There was a long time that he did not have any points, and he sounded like he was going to give up. I'm glad he didn't.
Yep. Das came in also at 39 points. Yeah, I mean, actually, when you weren't in there like super sniping everything, people actually did continue to play.
Sniping. I wasn't super sniping, and there
Super
were plenty
sniping.
of times when I was in the chat that people won, and I didn't. They just had to actually make the effort.
I mean, yes and no. You type really fast. I think you underestimate.
75% of the time that I was hanging around there, I was knitting. So I had very sharp, pointy things in my hands that I then had to put down, get to the keyboard, and type, and I was still beating you scrubs.
See,
so,
this-
you know what? Make some effort.
This just reinforces our suspicions that you had a macro. I'm just saying.
Didn't have a macro. You could hear my frantic typing from the other room. Don't even go there.
It's true. It was.
There were a few times I was afraid I was going to bust a keycap, okay?
Yeah. She has.
And I did drop some stitches. I was very displeased.
She has a. You have a Razer.
Chroma.
Yeah, Chroma. What is it? Black Widow. I don't remember. It's supposed to have the quote silent end quote key switches in it. I'm gonna tell you right now, those are not silent. They are loud as hell.
I'm not.
But yeah, that's pretty much what's gone on in the Discord. That's what's gone on here in the chat. Light Force, thanks for hanging out. Precious, thanks for coming out.
No problem.
Yep.
People watching on YouTube. Taco, thanks for watching on YouTube.
Come hang out next week.
Oh, maybe he's out doing stuff. You know, maybe he's watching on his phone. Maybe he's deranged.
Right, but he has an entire week to plan time to come hang out.
But yeah, we'd love you to come hang out. Also, if anybody's interested, again, like I said last week, if anybody wants to be a co-host for any number of these, you know, one time, one off, or, you know, a semi-permanent thing, let me know. I got a lot of blank space on this screen still. It'd be nice to have some company over here.
So lonely.
So lonely. But all right, that's going to do it, I think. We'll see you guys next week.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.